Live streaming can be a little intimidating, so how do you gain the confidence to be well spoken on a live stream and not have to worry about stumbling or losing your place or any of those things? Now, the truth of this is that you're actually going to have to do a little bit of practicing. You're going to have to do a little bit of work to get there, but let me clue you in, it's totally possible. And I know this because I am an introvert. And you wouldn't know it to hear me on video, you wouldn't know it to hear me speak in public, but I am definitely an introvert, and I was definitely somebody who was not a public speaker. I trained myself to get to this point, and you can do it too. Now, the first and most important thing you need to know is that you gotta know your material. Know what you're gonna be talking about. Don't just jump on a live stream and kind of figure it out as you go. Make sure when you're jumping into a live stream, you have a point and you understand your content so well that if somebody walked up to you on the street, you could actually tell them whatever it is that you teach or you're speaking on or whatever it is. So understand your content before you get into this, but I've got 5 tips for you to really help you level up what you're doing on your live streaming so that you can feel and look more confident while you're on air, so that you can have a fear-free live stream. Now, the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is practice. If you are new to this, you do not have to jump straight into a live stream and try to work your way through it. You can practice before you go live, and there's a couple of different ways to do this. So the first step is to grab your phone or your camera and set it up and just speak directly to the phone or the camera. You're just gonna talk about your points, you're gonna say the things that you would say on your live stream, but to your camera. This is just for you. Nobody's gonna see this, but pretend that there is an audience who will see it. Try your best. Then watch that footage back and look at what makes you look nervous or where you get hung up. Look at those different things and evaluate what you can do differently. And remember, when you're live streaming, it's a little bit different than filming direct to camera on a phone or a camera without an audience. Because on a live stream, for the most part, you'll have notes right there. So make sure you've got your notes nearby so that you can glance at them and keep talking to your camera without having to remember them as you go. And you're gonna practice, practice, practice when it comes to your pretend live stream. Now, once you've evaluated yourself through your video recording, you're now going to move on to a practice live stream. So you can either start a closed group with you and one other person, so your best friend, your mom, your sister, your whatever, so that nobody else is going to see you, and you're going to live stream into that Facebook group. Or if you're using something like BeLive, you can do an offline recording. So you still get the exact same experience as going live, but no one's going to see you. So you still have all the buttons you can access. You can practice working with the dashboard. You can put things up on screen, take them off screen. You can pretend you're going to be reading comments from users so that you don't get distracted. Practice, practice, practice in those offline recordings or direct to a Facebook group that nobody else has access to. If you want to build up from there, you can then invite your mom, your sister, your best friend to watch you do a practice one in that small group. Have them sit there and type things, type in questions, or just type in things to see if you get distracted as you go so that you can really get a good feel for the system you're going to be using. And then once you are ready, once you feel like it's time to go ahead and try this, you're going to do a live stream. At which point, there are a couple of other things that can help you out. Now, you want to make sure that you're using your agenda notes when you are on a live stream. So if you're using BeLive or if you're using some other system that allows you to put notes on screen, you can either put these up on screen for your viewers to see, or you can just leave them there as notes to yourself. And what I do in my system is I'll put everything that I want the audience to see, and in between, I'll leave myself notes. And anything that I don't want to put up on screen, I'll mark. I'll either put a little asterisk next to it or a line, something, so I know this one is just for me. This one does not go out to the public. And that way, I have a detailed description of every talking point I am going to be discussing, so I always know where I'm going. I don't have to worry about that, and because I can put those private notes in there, I also indicate to myself when to ask them to send in questions, or when to have them type in a keyword to trigger my chat bot, or when to do some type of call to action. I give myself actual directions inside of my agenda, and you can too. Now, as you get better at this, you're going to need less and less personal notes, but as somebody who's been live streaming professionally for many, many years, I still use a lot of notes because it just makes me feel comfortable. This allows me to relax and never have to stress about what is coming next in my live stream. If all else fails, if nobody asks questions, if nothing good happens, I still know exactly where I'm going and can get to my final point without having to stress over it. So putting in those extra notes for myself is just peace of mind, and then I don't have to look away, and then I don't have to stumble, and then I don't have to worry because I know exactly what's happening and it's right there on the screen. Now, if you are live streaming on a platform that is not with a dashboard where you can do this, just tape a little post-it note behind it or put a screen behind it, something with notes near the camera lens so you can just shift your eyes a little bit, look at those notes, and shift right back. You don't want to be picking things up, you don't want to be looking dramatically over to the side because they're going to know what you're doing. You want to make sure that that is very close to the camera lens, as close as possible, that you can easily read it and know exactly where you're going next. Are you loving these tips? Because I've got a little bonus for you. If you need more help with your live streaming, I have a totally free, fully complete course on how to live stream on livestreamactionplan.com. You can head over there and go through videos on lighting, on technology, on the different types of shows that you can do, on the different streaming locations and the different programs you can be using. Everything that you need in order to level up your live streaming and do it really, really well in a very cost-effective way, you can go check out the totally free course at livestreamactionplan.com for more. Now the next thing you want to do is actually plant an audience member, and I know some people are like, what did she say? Plant an audience member. Get your mom, get your sister, get your best friend, get a really high-level engaged person in your business to come and sit inside of your live stream. They're just going to be there like a fan, and they're going to talk to you. They're not going to be weird about it. They're not like answering other people. They're just there to support you. So when you say something that's really valuable, they can say, oh, that was a good point. Or if they've got a question that they can ask you the question. And if you have questions that you specifically want to answer, you are absolutely welcome to give them a list of questions and say, okay, during today's conversation, could you ask something along the lines of this? Could you ask these things? And have them send it in so that you can answer those questions. And here's the thing. People don't like to engage. They don't like to leave questions. They don't like to leave comments unless they see other people doing it. So a lot of people will watch your live stream, but they're not going to talk to you. It's a bit of a problem in this industry. And so when you plant somebody, they are the initial person to start talking to you, and that gives social proof that it's okay to speak to you and that they will be engaged with. So all your other viewers, all the other people watching, even on the replays, will be able to see, oh, okay, she's gonna respond to me if I'm leaving comments. Maybe I should comment, or maybe I should do what everybody else is doing and ask a question. This gives them permission to do the thing. So you are planting an audience member so that you've got that peace of mind. You have a supportive face in your audience. You've got some comments coming in and potentially some questions, which also gets the ball rolling for other people and brings us to the next point. Regardless of the type of live stream you're doing, you want to make sure you have a couple of questions to answer. So think frequently asked questions, or questions that could be asked with the topic you're going to be speaking on. You want to make sure you've got them ready and you know what they are. You do not have to say, oh, someone wrote in and asked this question. No, no, no. You could say, I get asked this a lot. Or this is a question that comes up when we have these type of conversations. Let me go ahead and answer that for you. So have maybe 2 or 3 or even a couple more. You can have like 3 to 5 good questions that you can be answering if no one's asking questions and you want to make sure you have something to talk about. And just frame it as, this is something I get asked a lot, or this is something that would come up during this type of conversation, so let's talk about it so you don't even have to ask. You want to have that list there, so even if no one shows up to your live stream, you have something to answer. And P.S., the majority of your viewers will come from after your live stream. It's going to be from your replay. So you may not have people interacting with you in real time during your live stream, but the people will show up later to watch that replay and might have those questions, but be unable to ask them because they weren't there while you were on air. So answer them for them. Frequently asked questions, those big questions that come with the topic that you're talking about, and answer them while you're on air. It gives you something to talk about. It shows that you're answering questions and you're active and you're listening to the things that your audience is saying on what questions they might have in upcoming conversations as well. Now, my final point on being confident when it comes to live streams before the bonus I have for you is to make sure that you're looking and feeling confident on camera. We're talking about your physical appearance right now, and this is something that really shifts your mindset. This really comes down to you being comfortable, because if you're uncomfortable with what you're wearing and how you look, your lighting, if you're uncomfortable with the way you're sitting, you are going to be uncomfortable on camera, and it will show. Because when you're live streaming, you see yourself. You are very well aware of what you look like. So you want to make sure that you look and feel confident, which means whatever this means to you, you're going to dress so that you look good for yourself. If that means you are going to get dressy, you're going to wear a dress, you're going to wear a suit jacket, that's great. If it means that you are going to wear a nicer looking blouse, that's great. If it means you're going to do your hair and makeup, that's great. And if it means that you are comfortable with how you rolled out of bed this morning and this is how you talk to people, that's great. Whatever you need to do to feel comfortable. Now, a couple of tips here from a professional photographer and videographer. Make sure you're wearing fitted clothing. Baggy stuff will look extra baggy on camera. Open stuff, so if you've got like an open cardigan, it's gonna make you look bigger. If you have something that is brightly patterned or brightly colored, that's going to be distracting on camera. So do a little bit of testing. Remember back when you were filming yourself? Or even if you're just testing things before you go live, look at your outfit. Is it loud? Is it distracting? Is it gonna be a problem? Does it look good? Is it too low cut? Is it too high? Does it look like it's gonna be shifting as you work? Do you have a necklace on that is a really cute choker and is great for wearing in everyday life, but kind of like wobbles when you talk because it's tight? Pay attention to these things. What makes you look and feel good, then do your live stream. And pro tip here for the ladies especially, hair down and in front of you tends to look better and translate better on camera. And if you want to look like you actually intentionally designed your outfit for the day, add a necklace or add earrings. Some type of jewelry from the shoulders up is going to make it look like you spent time preparing yourself for the day. So even if you do roll out of bed, run a brush through your hair, have a t-shirt on, you add a piece of jewelry, all of a sudden you've scaled up, you've leveled up, and you look like you actually planned your outfit for the day when all you did was toss on a necklace. So bonus points for us there, ladies. It definitely works in our favor. And you want to make sure that whatever you're wearing, you're confident in. Hair, again, probably down is going to be the best for you, because if you put it back, it's going to look like you don't have hair, and it's really going to show off those flyaways. So just practice in front of your camera to know what's going to work best for you. And then you want to make sure your posture is good. So you do not want to be slouched over or hunched over in your video. Look at how this is making me look right now. It's not cute. But if I stand up straight or sit up straight, because in most cases when you're live streaming, you're sitting, and you have your shoulders back, and you're standing up or you're sitting up nice and tall, you're like we're going back to our high school choir days. We're pulling that string out of the top of our head. So you're up nice and tall and you lift your chin up just a little bit. You're going to look and appear better. You're not going to have that double chin. You're not going to have those hunched over shoulders. You're not going to look shorter. So you want to elongate yourself, which actually expands your lungs and your chest to make it easier to breathe so that you're not gasping for air as you're talking. Because that happens sometimes when you are the only person speaking for a prolonged period of time. So you want to make sure that you're up nice and straight, your posture is good, you're comfortable how you're sitting or standing, you're comfortable in what you're wearing, and you are confident with the way that you look, whatever that means to you, hair, makeup, wardrobe wise. And pro tip, you want to make sure the lighting is good, because any dark shadows or any overhead lighting is going to make you look like you've got dark circles under your eyes, and you want to avoid that. If you need help with lighting, I've got videos linked for you down below. But we need to talk about my bonus tip, and that is to keep it short. There's absolutely no shame in keeping your live streams short. You do not have to do 20-minute live streams or 30-minute live streams or 2-hour-long live streams. You can do very short live streams, but keep in mind, if you are trying to get audience members to come join you, it takes a while for the social platforms to notify people that you are going live. So if you do want to live stream and have people in attendance, you should make it over 10 minutes, because it usually takes 5 to 7 minutes to notify people that you're even on air. So over 10 minutes, I usually recommend 10 to 20 minutes for your early live streams. Keep things short, because you don't want to be wasting people's time, and when they know that they're going to get really good information in a very quick time frame while being able to interact with you, they're much more likely to show up to your future live stream. But you can go as long as an hour without losing their attention if you've got a lot of really good commentary that you are going to be doing and a lot of good content that you're delivering. Or if you're doing kind of like an online convention or some really big workshop, you can go longer than that, but that's going to be a unique, different live stream that is not going to be your main live streams. So keep it usually between 10 and 20 minutes. And if you need to go shorter than that at first, practice. Practice makes perfect. There's a lot of things that you can do to get more confident on camera, but it really comes down to just trial and error and getting through the hard, messy stuff. We do not start out live streaming being amazing. Believe me, my first live stream was a disaster, and I did not sound like this for a good long time. It took me a couple of months to get to the point where I could have a conversation, and it took me time to understand my content enough that I could be walked up to by anyone, anywhere, and asked a question, and I could give a full 1 hour talk about whatever that is when it comes to my content. So learn your content, practice your live streaming, and understand all of your first live streams are going to suck. You're going to look back at them, you're going to regret them, but you learned from them, you grew from them, you built your audience as you went, and you will get better at this. If you've got questions on confidence in live streaming, hit me up down below, and make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell, because we're continuing our live stream discussion and how you can level up your social media to create more profit inside of your business through smart social media marketing without paying for ads and all those extra things. So we're talking organic marketing and how you can grow on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Clubhouse, and all the social media platforms. So make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell, and I'll see you as we continue our discussion on live streaming. P.S. If you need more live stream help, hit up livestreamactionplan.com because we are about to relaunch for this year the brand new, done with you, year-long live stream action plan, so you never have to stress about what you're doing in your live streaming. It's just there. It's done for you. You fill in some blanks, you do the thing, and you're good to go. It takes almost all the work out of it. Livestreamactionplan.com for more.